Man. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is Friday. We have made it to the weekend here in the heart of the Arkansas Delta. Good morning, guys. Come on in. Grab your coffee, grab your Bibles, pull up a chair. It is time for the chat on this cloudy Friday. It is cloudy here in the Delta. We've been blessed by having a couple of amazing days here lately, but it looks like today is going to take a turn and going to head south on us. So we want to encourage you just to come on in this morning. We're going to get ready to have a good chit chat, drink a little bit of coffee, see what's going on out here in the world, and then we are going to dive into 1 Samuel. So good morning to everybody. When you get in, please say hello. Let us know who all is here. So we can just, we can just love on each other and all that good stuff. And we want you to go ahead and to say hello, not only to say hello, but to go ahead and to let us know that you're out there and to share. Put this out on your personal page. We want to do that and all of that good stuff. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here over the next little bit. I want to get it shared. We want to get it out there. We want all the folks that can come in this morning to come on in and to do that. So come on in, say hello, trying to get everything situated here in the home office this morning. I'm looking outside and man, oh man, it is sure not like it was the past couple days. We are cloudy. We got rain on its way. So I don't know how much, and it may be scattered. We may only see a little bitty bit, but you know, hey, it is here. It is what it is. And today is my study day. So it just isn't going to matter. I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to enjoy looking out here and watching it rain when it hits. That'll help my studying tremendously. So that is what today is going to be. I'm almost done sharing, so can't wait to get over and chit chat, see who all is here. I hope you are having a good Friday. I hope your coffee has already been amazing. Man, I tell you what, there's just there's so much activity in my neighborhood with these critters. Man, there's critters everywhere out here in my yard, and I'll be honest with you, it's distracting because I love to watch them. I really, really love to watch them. And so you just have to forgive me because I like to watch critters. It just occupies my time, and it doesn't take a whole lot to get Jim off track anyway. So it is just good. All right, come on. We're almost there. There we go. All right, who all we got here in the building this morning? Let's see. There's the Gustins. Good morning, Gary and Kim. Good morning. Man, oh man, oh man. Thank you so much, Gary, for coming in yesterday afternoon. I know you were exhausted. I know you were absolutely whooped. And the last person in the world that needed to be in that building was you, and yet you stayed there almost as long as the rest of us. Thank you. Just thank you. That's all I can say. Just simply thank you. There's Miss Mary. Glad you're back with us this morning, Miss Mary. There's Miss Jessie. There's Miss Denny. Hey, good morning, Miss Denny. Hey, Miss Denny, this will save me a phone call. Do you have the children's church material ready for Sunday? Was that where we were? Do you have it? If not, I got to find it because we are going to have children's church on Sunday. We're just going to relocate it. So just kind of let me know. Okay. Let's see who else we got here in the building. Trying to roll on in. There's my bride. Good morning, my bride. There's brother Lester all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. Good morning. Home of the volunteers. Glad you guys are here. There's my main man, Dylan. So glad you're here, buddy. Love you tons. There's Brian Ponder. Good morning, Gary. It was just you're just a beast working. There is our friends, the Allens. Good morning, Tommy and Arlene. Glad you were here. And Tommy and Arlene, let me just say, your shop vac was the beast yesterday. I mean, probably could not have done what we done without your shop vac. I'm just going to be real here. It was amazing. It was great. Denny says, no, I think it was Margaret. Okay, well, I got to round that up. I got to make sure. Thank you to all. Yes. Thank you, Miss Jessie. It was just such a team effort. It was a tremendous team effort. We had a great group in there. But now, can you tell by my voice? Guys, I sucked down way too much air that was in that building, the dust and the particles, and I have struggled ever since I got home last night. I have a throbbing headache, and so I can't get rid of it. It is tremendous, and so your pastor is not in the best in the best of places. So if you would just pray for me today, that God would just kind of wrap his arms around me, just kind of get rid of this headache. I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm struggling to focus, to see. So if you would pray for that, and of course, like I said, you can tell this is not morning voice either, by the way. This is all the dust particles and everything that has kind of gone down. So it is a rough day. Yes, Gary, we haven't had a chance to wear a lot and to mess with it a lot, but we have looked at it. Let's see here. No mask. Yes, there was mask. I did for a while, but it just got to where with what all I was doing, Jesse, I was entirely too hot, and I just couldn't handle the mask. I couldn't breathe with the mask, so it was just tough stuff. All right, and yes, Tommy, thank you. Thank you. Great day, though. It was a great day. Sure missed out helping, but sent rags and vacuum. And yes, you did, and Miss Mary, it was so good. We really, I'm just going to be honest with you. I was amazed to be able yesterday afternoon when we were finished just to kind of stop and take a glance back over the sanctuary. It was just beautiful because it was in such a different place than it has been, over the past few weeks with all of that disaster that's in there. And some of you got to see ground zero. You got to see where it all started and why we're doing what we're doing. And you now understand just how bad that it is. We've got a lot to do. We've got a lot to get done in our complex before it will be back to 100% functional. So now when you start hearing us talk about the remodel and working on this area or that area, you now have eyes on it. And so you know exactly what's going on. So lots and lots and lots of stuff that was taken, and we had to get reset up. I am going to go ahead and tell you now, if you're planning on being in the building Sunday, we're ready for you. We're ready for you to come on in. Just again, as a heads up, and you really need to help me spread this word, okay? There is no tables and chairs on the tile. They're not going to be there. The kitchen is closed. We will not be serving coffee. If you want coffee, bring your coffee. We're just not going to set it up, okay? The kitchen has still got all kinds of stuff in it. We've had to pull out the pantry. And so help me spread the word. We have, I think Brother Larry and Norval told me we have 84 chairs set up in two sections right in the center part of our sanctuary. We have 84. So that is enough for all of us to get in and to get settled and to have adequate social distancing. So you're not going to have all four sections like normal. We only have two. So all of that is there. You are not going to be able to go back past the hallways into the office areas on Sunday. We're going to have that blocked off. All the four bathrooms are functional. So those are ready to go. There is going to be some construction in the bathrooms going on. So don't let that spoof you, but they are fully functional. We are going to have a nursery and we are going to have children's church. Children's church is going to be temporarily relocated back down in that children's hallway. Actually, it's the original children's church room before we really outgrew it. So it's back in the southwest corner. I think that's what it is. Southwest corner of the building. And so when we break loose on Sunday, that's where it is. Also, kind of got things around yesterday. I will be leading your worship on Sunday. And so I've got to work on the music selection and get ready, and we're going to have a good time with worship. I will probably be playing piano on Sunday. I don't think I'll bring my guitar. At least that is not my plan today. But we won't know what God has for us until I start diving into it and really get into the scripture. And so, but I will be on stage. I'll be leading along with the praise team. So I'm kind of excited about that. Love worship. You guys know that. Okay. Hey, our March daily reading plan today takes us into James chapter 2. James chapter 2, verse 17. We're talking about increasing our faith. And I asked you this past week, I asked you, what are you doing daily to increase your faith? What are you doing daily? Are you doing things intentional to increase your faith? This is what James says in chapter 2, verse 17. He says, thus also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. And I'm just going to throw this out at you. I've got a a blog in my head I've been really wanting to get wrote down. And so I'm just going to leave you with this thesis of this blog. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make that rascal drink. Okay? Now you just think about it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And what I mean by that is when we're talking about increasing your faith, when we're talking about growing stronger as a man or as a woman of God, okay, there is all kinds of opportunities that are out here. There are scriptures that are posted. There are devotions that are posted. There are Bible studies. There's messages. There's this, that, and the other that are at our fingertips 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if we don't take the initiative to dive off into it, then we're not intentionally growing in our faith. You can lead a horse to water. It's here. It's in front of us. But you can't make that horse drink. And so it's up to us to drink. It's up to us to get it. It's literally like knowing that you're going to a buffet table. You remember all those old buffets? I mean, before the pandemic, buffets were a norm in the South. Of course, you don't see them a whole lot now, thanks to the pandemic. But what I'm talking about is, you'd go and there's just food everywhere of every shape, form, or fashion. Okay, and you can pick it. Okay, but if you go into a buffet and you sit down and you say, "All I want is the water," you're turning away all of that food that has been prepared for you. And so when we intentionally walk away from what is available to us to increase our faith, we're the ones that are losing it. And so I just want to encourage you to do whatever you can on a daily basis to be intentional to increase your faith. All right, hey, today is the last day of the week, which means it's the last day of our coffee chat. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow all day, will be another day of deep study for me. Let me throw this out at you. I know there is a lot. There's an actual conference going on in our association today. It started at 9 o'clock, and I really wanted to go to that, but there was just no possible way. I have to study. Brother Matt Donovan at Wynn Baptist is teaching a men's conference today from 9 to 3, and your pastor really wanted to go, but there was just no possible way. Tomorrow morning, and Gary, you're still on here. Maybe you can give me a time. I've posted it. But our men's rally, normally in the association, we do men's rally once a quarter, and they're typically on a Monday night. Tomorrow, we're going to kind of shake that up a little bit, and the men's rally is going to be tomorrow, meeting at the camp in there in Wynn, meeting at our camp. And we're going to have breakfast. Brother Rondell, who many of you got to meet yesterday on our campus, he came in to help. Wasn't it good to see our new Association of Missionary hitting the ground running? Man, it's just huge for me. Kind of confirmed to me as the chairman of that search committee that, hey, we got the right guy. But he's going to be speaking tomorrow as the devotion, and then we're going to be breaking up into teams and focusing on set projects there on our campground. So tomorrow is men's rally work day at the camp, and so this is for all the men in our association. So if you can go and you'd like to go, I don't know who all is on now, but I know we'll probably have a lot that'll watch this through the day. If you can go, make sure you go to the association. You might want to check with the office and see what time. If I find out, I will go ahead and repost that again today as well. But we need to know that. Normally we would take a whole lot of guys to those men's rallies, but I just don't know who is going to be available. I can tell you now, I will not be there. I have to study, and that's priority to me. And so I hope those guys get tons and tons of stuff done. So, but that's the weekend. Sunday morning. Come on in, 9:30 starts on the campus. 10:15, we're going to throw the switch for the digital lobby. And then at 10:30 is our morning worship service. I'm very, very excited about that. Sunday school books are in, and you can get your Sunday school books Sunday morning. They are on one of those credenzas that are over by the restrooms, by the kitchen. We did not order a lot. If you remember, I told you what came in was damaged. And so we just ordered a handful of things. There's some devotion books over there. all of that good stuff. But that is over there for you to take. If you are not able to be on campus on Sunday to pick that up and you want one, just let Gloria know and she will get that out to you and get it mailed to you. But that's Sunday morning. And then, man, Lord willing, we'll be right back here on Monday, kicking off another week of the Coffee Chat. All right, we're headed over to 1 Samuel chapter 14. 1 Samuel chapter 14. If you remember yesterday, Jonathan and his armor bearer were about to make a plan, and they were about to do something against the large group of the Philistines that was camped around them. So come on in with me. We're in chapter 14, and we're going to pick up at verse 8. His armor bearer had already told him, do all that is in your heart. Go then, here I am with you according to your heart. In other words, the armor bearer said, brother, got it. I'm right here with you. I am your wingman. You just go. So we're going to pick up at verse 8. Then Jonathan said, very well, let us cross over to these men and we will show ourselves to them. And now then here's the plan. All right. Here's the plan. If they say thus to us, wait until we come to you, then we will stand still in our place and not go up to them. But if they say thus, come up to us, then we will go up. For the Lord has delivered them into our hand, and this will be a sign to us. So, hey, they're ready, right? I mean, they're ready. In other words, if they say, look, you need to hold your horses, you need to stay still, then we're going to do that. We're going to stay still. But if they say, come on up here to us, then we know that is God's sign of delivering them to us. Now, we're talking two guys. We're talking the king's son, his armor bearer, and we're at the Philistines. All right. Verse 10 says that if they say thus to us, come on up, then we'll go up, for the Lord has delivered them into our hands, and this will be a sign to us. Verse 11. So both of them showed themselves to the garrison of the Philistines. Now, we're going to understand here in just a minute how big a garrison of the army is, all right? So, here we go. But if they say, here they go. So, both of them showed themselves to the garrison of the Philistines, and the Philistines said, look, the Hebrews are coming out of the holes where they've been hidden. Well, looky here. Look who decided to show up. Look what the cat dragged in. Remember all those sayings we've had all these years? Well, look who decided to come to the table. Okay, that's exactly what the Philistines are saying. Looky here, the Hebrews are coming out of the holes that they've been hiding in. Verse 12. Then the men of the garrison called Jonathan and his armor bearer, and he said, come up to us, and we will show you something. Now, the word show here is translated into the word teach. So he says, you come up here and we're going to teach you a thing or two. So now we know the intentions of the Philistines. And if you remember, just a couple verses back, Jonathan had told his armor bearer, if they tell us to come on up, brother, it's on. I mean, it's on like Donkey Kong. And so here we go. The Philistines have just opened the door. Verse 13. Let's go back here. Let's pick up verse 12. Then the men of the garrison called to Jonathan and his armor bearer and said, come up to us and we will show you something. Jonathan said to his armor bearer, you come up after me. In other words, you don't go with me at the same time. You hang around. For the Lord has delivered them into the hand of Israel. And Jonathan climbed up on his hands and knees with his armor bearer after him. Now, so we've got two Hebrews fully dressed in armor, and one's the armor bearer, but now then the armor bearer is behind Jonathan, and they're literally crawling to these men, as in submitting themselves to the Philistines. Do you see that position that they're taking? This is all a mind trick, folks. I mean, they are psyching these guys out. And so here comes Jonathan, knowing that the armor bearer is still lying in wait. So Jonathan climbed up on his hands and knees with his armor bearer after him, and they fell before Jonathan. So in other words, when Jonathan comes up and he's crawling down, he's bowing to them, they end up basically mocking him. See, they mocking him, and they fell before Jonathan. So you've now got some hoodoo going on up in there, because here goes Jonathan and he's crawling, and so all of a sudden the Philistine says, well, we're just going to mimic this joker. And so they do the same thing. Oh, but look. And as he came after him, his armor bearer killed them. So in other words, they never once saw what was taking place with the armor bearer. So as they're literally mimicking Jonathan, getting down on their hands and knees and kind of groveling around, up jumps the armor bearer, and he does a mighty work. And of course, that engages Jonathan. Look here at verse 14. That first slaughter which Jonathan and his armor bearer made was about 20 men within about half an acre of land. So we're talking about a garrison now of being about 20 men. Two guys, knowing that the hand of God was with them, obeyed, and God delivered them. 2 men against 20. 1/10 against them. Now that is also a lesson on tithing. 1/10 did that kind of work. So if you were here, if you were not tithing, if you were not giving on a regular basis based off your income, you are missing a monumental blessing, because God can do so much with that little amount that we give. 1/10 is all he needed, and they gave that to do the damage. Great stuff this morning coming out of 1 Samuel 14. We're going to pick up and we're going to read continuing into 14 next week when we come back here on Monday. I'm looking forward to this study. I do hope that you are as well, because it is such a powerful passage that we have been studying. We're learning so much. I would dare say that over the next couple of weeks, we're going to get into some familiar passages of Scripture when we talk about finding a young boy king. Folks, do you have anything else for me this morning? I will tell you now that I'm going to be around here at the home office. I dare say that I will not get out unless I take a break and take the dog outside, because it is crash time for me. That'll be today and tomorrow. As we get ready, I've got to get the worship ready. And we have got to get ready for the continuation of a Sojourner's Guide, Hope in a Hostile World. 1 Peter continues on Sunday. Folks, you have an absolute radically marvelous day here in the Delta. If you need anything, you can call me, you can message me, you can email me, ridgewoodpastor@gmail.com. Gloria, you can call her, message her, or email her at secretary@ridgewoodbaptist.ar. There's our music. I'm out of here, guys. I love y'all so much. We'll talk soon.